Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our episode 13. It's our 13th installment of Tequila Thursday. My name is Daryl Mills, aka El Mágico. To my right, I have.
Jose Martinez, Business Development, Lendmate Capital and Fun Rock Capital. To my right, I have special guest.
Joe Garant, commercial mortgage broker extraordinaire.
Now, is that Joe Garant relation to Kevin Durant, or is that
No,
Joe?
Garant with
Oh,
a G.
Garant.
Yeah,
Not with a D.
Can't forget the D. Let's go. All right, and to your right, Joe, who do we have?
You got Sean McClellan, Lendmate Capital, business financing specialist, your favorite broker's favorite broker. How you doing tonight?
Here we go. Good evening, Sean. And then to my left, for the third time that he's been on the podcast, usually he's behind the scenes directing with his cap on and a little chick thing. I have.
Albert A. Love, a.k.a. Oceans.
Who calls you? Who calls you that?
I've never called you Ocean. Have you ever called him Ocean?
Frank Ocean.
Is that because you get deep in the water?
He's in the trenches.
He's in the trenches.
Wow.
Alrighty, guys. So let's just, we'll intro this whole thing. So tonight we really want to cover, some marketing strategies for you guys.
Don't sugarcoat it, guys. These guys have a lot of complaints about you.
Well, I'm gonna get to that. We also want to go ahead and try to just encompass not only marketing strategies for how you guys are gonna go ahead and speak to clients, try to bring in deals, which is really Jose and Albert's expertise, but we definitely want to dive into just more strategies when you guys are on the phone with people. We really don't know what you guys are going through on the phones. Well, we know what you guys are going through on the phones on a daily basis, but we don't know if you guys are really introing the calls properly. We don't know if you guys are handling, overcoming objections properly. So we definitely want to go over some scenarios. God bless you. We definitely want to go over some scenarios to go ahead and help you guys just be better on the phones. Norberto, thank you for joining in. I see you out there with your camera on. Thank you very much for tuning in, brother. Ernest, I see you here. Ernest, Sean Colby, always a pleasure to see you, Sean. All right, guys. So listen, really quick. Let me just read the intro, verbatim. All right, marketing is changing. Regulations, the economy, and even politics play a role in how commercial brokers should position their content. If you want to generate leads, build trust, close more deals, you need a strategy that adapts to these shifts. This episode will break down how brokers can sell smarter using digital marketing, email campaigns, and social media. Social media is huge. Plus how politics and market trends affect what works and what doesn't. Really quick, I just want to, give a brief shout out to my guy, Sean McConaughey. All right, Sean McConaughey. My guy Sean is, he's on the podcast here. I know. There you go. There's my man Sean in the black hoodie. My guy Sean is definitely one of the top, I can't even say enough about him. He's definitely one of the top guys that is a part of Brokers Connection that is sending over deals. I think right now, not counting what he submitted today, but Sean has already submitted close to 25 deals. Okay, we got a couple of deals approved, and he has more in the cooker. I mean, he's submitting deals. For business funding, he's submitting deals for, the No Doc program. He's submitting a ton of real estate deals. He even just got an Alaskan gold mine in yesterday evening that's trying to go for a personal loan. He's really encompassing everything that Brokers Connection is all about. So I just want to, again, cheers to you, Sean. The majority of the deals that you have right now take a little longer to get done, but we're definitely going to see some, cross the finish line soon, man.
I also want to add, Sean.
Sounds good. Thank you.
You're CC'd on the emails. Is that we got everything in for the client yesterday?
Excellent.
So just a quick recap, right? Sean did a three-way phone call with the client. Client has a 724 credit score. He's looking to do a fix and flip. He went to another lender. I mean, if you guys are doing fix and flips, you are familiar with Kiavi, right? And there's no shame in us saying the name of the company, because we always are able to do better than the competitors. We were able to approve. I'm just going to summarize it, Sean. We were able to approve the client for 85% of the purchase price and 100% of the rehab. Now, majority of you guys are going to say, hey, there's nothing special about that. The special thing about that was the fact that we are able to roll the interest-only payments into the loan. In addition to that, on a fix and flip, on a rehab, right? Normally, when you do a rehab, for people that are familiar with fix and flips, is you have to pay for the work, right? You have to pay for the material up front, right? Out of your own pocket, and then the lender reimburses you. This particular client actually qualified for him to get the money for the first draw at closing. So he did not have to come out of pocket. The lender gave it to him in advance. So that was huge. Client loved it. He was also in an area that Kiavi was having difficulties getting done. I sent him over the list of the documents needed. 24 hours, he sent everything over. Everything as far as the
Yeah, clap it up for that. Clap it up for that.
He sent everything over. What we did was he sent it to me last night. I think it was around 12 o'clock. He and I were still talking. What we did after that, obviously, first thing that I did when I got in was I made sure I sent it over to the lender. Lender now is reviewing all the documentation. Now, I can't expect a fast turnaround because they literally have everything. Everything on their list, from entity docs to appraisals to title to who the GC is, what their experience is, et cetera. Literally, the document was so big I had to send it in 2 emails. But now the lender is reviewing everything. And this is a fix and flip that the client, honestly, what is it? It was a loan amount for $1.5 million. A loan amount for 1.5.
Yeah. Yeah, Sean.
1.5 million, and the points were a total of 4 points. Now, this particular lender took 2, we kept 2, just to be transparent. But still, even 1.5 million and 2 points, you're looking at what? 10, 2, 3, $30,000, roughly around $30,000.
Yeah, for that.
Now, that client had everything. He was positioned very well. We also had 2 competitors that said, hey, we could do the deal. What's made us stand apart was the fact that we were able to give the draws up front and also put the payments into the loan. So he has no payments. He just has to come to the table with, obviously, closing cost and just whatever you normally would up front. But payments, no payments. They're escrowed, so they're put into the loan. And if he sells the property within 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, or whatever that case is, or he refinances out, that money goes right back to him because that money is held in escrow, the 12 months of payments. And like I said before, is that the rehab cost is given to him at closing, the first draw, so he doesn't have to come out of pocket. So Sean, just wanted to update you. I don't know if you were CC'd on the email, but yes, he's good to go.
Excellent. Yeah, I didn't see those emails, but great,
Okay.
great to hear.
And I know we have other clients as well. And I think I just want to hold that till the end because this is the reason for today's podcast is just setting the expectations and just knowing what type of deals close quickly, right? At the end of the day, we want to make sure that everyone understands what they should be focusing on. Because, yes, we have different departments. Yes, we have different programs. But at the end of the day, in the very beginning, especially with the challenge that you guys received when you signed up for Brokers Connection, is your road to $10,000. Our job is to get you from point A to point Z quickly so that we are able to go ahead and use you as a success story, right? Because you're in this community to make money. So our first goal is to get you $10,000, make you the first $10,000. That's not going to happen when you construction deals. That's not going to happen with clients that don't have the money to come in and they're using someone else, to come on that don't have the experience and you have to do all this. So a lot of the clients, Sean, that you bring in, because you bring in a lot of clients.
Yeah.
Right. And I don't want you to think, you know what, these guys can't get done or I'm wasting my time, et cetera. No, it's just that a lot of the clients just don't qualify to be able to get done quickly. And I don't want to, it's not wasting our time, but I don't want to set the expectations or put the work in to what's not going to get you paid right now. Right. Because we can't wait for our bills to get paid. Right. So, but yes, we do nurture them. We do put them into the CRM. Right. But yes, we that's the purpose of today. So Sean, I feel like I'm just talking.
I wanted to add to that.
Yeah.
So the question now is, how did you get that deal?
Yeah.
Well, Sean, you're here. How did you get the deal?
Yeah, Sean, from what I understand, because you send over, a lot of deals, and one thing that I love about you never get me on the phone or you never do anything without speaking to the client first. Now, there's some people in the community that does send deals, but they've never spoken to the person before. They're just shotgunning their link out, and then usually when we first do the introduction call, it's the first time that even the rep, which is you guys, have even made contact, with the client. So really quick, Sean, because you do send the most deals, and really quick, Wayne, I see you with your camera on. Thank you very much for tuning in this evening, brother. Thank you so much, Wayne, for tuning in. But Sean, really quick, I know the spotlight's on you. I know, I don't know if you really want to talk that much, but what are some of the things that you do personally from the comfort of your own home to generate all these leads anyway?
Yeah, everything I've brought in so far has been from Facebook.
Yeah.
Just joining groups. I see people who are looking for money.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're putting up their own posts. Sometimes they're responding to others.
Yeah.
And then some of my own posts, especially about the 100% financing, that seems to generate a bit of interest. And with some, it's like just knowing that it's available and that we're there. It's not that they have a deal at the moment, but they want to know what we can do for them.
Yeah, Sean. Quick question, because I spoke to Albert yesterday about you, because you come to we speak about you a lot, and the reason why is because how is Sean getting all these deals, but everyone else is not? Now, your background wasn't. What were you doing before this?
Great question.
I was a freelance writer for the longest time, for about 12 years.
Okay, and I remember from what Albert told me, and correct me if I'm wrong, unless he was just hyping you up, but he mentioned to me that you asked him, how can I get this done? How can I start this process, right? Because you're exploring to something new, right?
Yep.
And I think he had a conversation with you and said, follow this roadmap, right? And then he gave you the programs. You probably even looked at the resources that were in the community. And you said yesterday you made your own type of ad or your own type of flyer, simplifying everything, right? And understanding, and that's why people are getting back to you. Am I correct in saying that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm keeping it really simple.
There you go.
I haven't used any images. I haven't done any of that Canva crap because I would just I don't do anything like artistic graphic design, any of that crap.
Smart
But
man.
But you're using the resources. You're basically, it's just like a pitch, right? You're looking at what works. You're looking at what works, and you're making it your own. You're adding your own flair to it. You said you simplified it, right? And then maybe sometimes it is overcomplicated.
Keep it simple.
Keep it simple, and that's even with us with our marketing. To be honest with you, we don't email, we don't mass market, if anything, or we don't reply back or set triggers with the clients with pictures as an ad. And it says no. We do it as a regular. We just type as if you're typing it up, right? As a regular email.
Sean, it makes sense because a lot of the emails in the text
we just froze.
No, we're good. A lot of the emails in the text, Sean. I don't know if you guys hear this. I know a lot of the emails in the text that you send, Sean, that I'm a part of. I'm like, damn, Sean's a really good writer. So now it makes sense that you were a freelance writer before this. You definitely put it together really good, man. I can't compliment you enough, man. Congrats, and keep up the work.
And Sean, that just goes to even the community. It goes to show you. Listen, we do this on a day-to-day. I know a lot of you have been in the industry for quite some time. I don't know what that is. Well, a lot of us have been. A lot of you have been doing this for quite some time. Try something different, right? Because at the end of the day, if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, right, and you joined. You have these resources, and we're going to show this later on as far as we're going to screen share, we're going to walk through everything. You joined. You're only doing a disservice to yourself by not trying something new and following our guidelines. It's not saying that you've been wrong, right? Don't take it as that, but take it as, okay, listen, let me get someone else's perspective to be able to go ahead and try to get deals in and become successful.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Just like, really quick, just like Sean Colby just said, sell the story, create excitement. You're 100% correct, Sean Colby. He'll say, hooray for the Sean. Sean. You got to calm down on the Seans. I get excited every time. Yeah, that's my man, Sean Colby. Brandy Veal with the claps. Appreciate you guys. Really quick. So Paul Miranescu, I know I got that right, Paul. You don't even have to say anything. I know I got that right. I have a deal I would like to send you guys. Can someone contact me after the meeting? Yes, 100%. Jose's going to put his email right here. We'll definitely jump on a call with you after this, Paul. Thank you so much for tuning in as well this evening.
But also, too, we may want to use him later on to tell us a little bit about the deal. But yes, if we don't get a chance to that because we only have limited to an hour, we will go ahead and get
Yo, guys, really quick. We're 15 minutes in and we didn't do our cheers yet. Can we cheers? Tequila Thursdays? Can we cheers? Cheers. Albert, what's up?
I don't know. They didn't leave a glass for me. So I got
no, because you get the bottle.
You got the bottle, Albert. Come on, bro. You want the bottle? Albert, take the bottle. Take the bottle.
We'll do something.
Free promotion for Avion. Here we go, guys. Cheers.
Hold on a second. Hold on. I'll put some in my seltzer.
Louis, good evening. Thank you all to make the learning session. Yes. Sean, to Thursday, Brokers Connection.
Sean,
Yeah,
thank
Sean,
you.
that's my man, Sean Comey. All right, so guys, so really quick, as far as the marketing materials that you guys are using, just like Jose said before, just, kind of make it your own, put your own like, little pizzazz on it. I don't know if you guys are, shotgunning, this information out to just people's email. Just try to keep in mind that if you use images and stuff like that, the algorithms will flag you for, it'll flag you. It'll go straight to junk or straight to spam. Sometimes if you have too many words in the body of the email or however you guys are marketing, it'll definitely shut you down. I made this mistake when I was trying to send out a lot of text messages from my personal iPhone during the holidays. You guys are laughing. So I have an iPhone. My iMessage got flagged for spam, and I was shut down. I don't like green. If you guys have iPhones out there, we all hate green bubbles. Yes. I was green bubbles throughout the holidays. It was the most sickening thing. I couldn't even play my games with people. I couldn't even, play Connect 4 with my guys that was on the iPhone. So just keep in mind when you guys are trying to mass market in any way to do it, if you're going to send out text messages, send like 10 or 20
Not
a day.
even that.
And
Ladies
change 'em
and
up a little
gentlemen,
bit.
ladies
Change 'em
and
up a little
gentlemen,
bit.
use the CRM.
Or
This was huge yesterday. You guys have resources. You've paid for the community. You have a free CRM. Use the CRM. Don't lock off your phone. Just it's plain and simple. You please use the CRM. It's going to allow you. It's going to maximize the conversion ratios.
You know why I didn't use the CRM for my campaign during December?
Because you didn't have access to it.
No, I always have access. I don't know if you guys know this, but if you guys send an iMessage if you guys send a message from iPhone to iPhone, the little blue bubble, when you click send, you can hold it and you can send an effect.
Yes.
So what I was doing is I was sending a lot of people like fireworks and like spotlights, like, hey, listen, get your money today and stuff like that, and I got flagged. So I sent like 350 a day for like 3 straight days, and I got flagged. But just be careful on how you guys are marketing. But listen, reality of the situation is this: you ladies and gentlemen that are part of Brokers Connection, that are getting your 1,000 leads a month included with the CRM. We actually hired a VA this week. Okay. Same leads that you guys are both calling, emailing, and texting. That VA who knows absolutely nothing, definitely knows way less than you guys, but are just, they're just following the script, got in 15 deals, got in 10 business funding deals, and got in 5 real estate deals. Mm-hmm. So, the leads are the leads, but listen, if you guys just, follow just a simple formula, which we are going to go ahead and provide before the end of this episode, you guys are going to be beneficial. Now, what we kind of want to go into more now that the marketing portion is done. You guys have your marketing material in the Mighty app. You guys have the resources there. How you guys deliver it is how you guys choose to deliver. Like Sean said before, he's on Facebook getting all his leads. He's got the most leads right now that he's submitted, so far for the community.
Albert, real quick, because we mentioned this
I wanted to
yesterday.
add something.
We
Yeah, go
mentioned
ahead.
this
Okay.
yesterday in the podcast we had with the community.
Right.
Because obviously, when you're part of the community, every Wednesday, what we do is we do go live in the Mighty app to go ahead and become available for you. Albert does marketing, etc. But Albert, yesterday you had mentioned Facebook, and I think you gave a couple of ideas or a couple of gems, as you like to call it, as far as to how they can get started, right?
Well, as Sean said, sometimes it's very simple. However, you just have to have 2 things. You have to have something that separates you from everyone else. Mm-hmm. And 2, you have to have the right wording. It could be very simple. Also, within Facebook groups,
Thank you.
I'm going to use that as an example. There are tons and tons and tons and tons of groups. And people are always searching for money in those groups. You go to the real estate groups, go to the business networking groups, and there are tactful ways, tactful ways
Yes.
to be able to say a message, go through what people are writing, see what people are asking. So some people, a lot of times they post that they have a property, they're looking for X amount of dollars for a 2-family to do a fix and flip. They're like literally telling you this. So maybe 20, 30 people are gonna pile into that comment. So
I would like to add something too.
what's gonna
Go
separate you?
ahead, go ahead.
Oh, you
go ahead.
hold on, time out. You came on with the radio,
Wow.
the radio voice. You said Hot 97 live after dark. Go ahead, bro.
But there's a lot of opportunities right in front of all of us. Like besides, texting, emailing people every day. Like anytime I see balloons in an open house, I walk in there.
There you go.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
I walk
Oh, that
in.
cheers to that, Joe. Yeah, that's great insight. That's good. Yeah, cheers to that.
I meet the listing agent. I tell him who I am. I give him my card. I say, hey, I do real estate deals for any type of property, a primary, a commercial property, apartment, pretty much anything. And I get business like that. And recently, I have just reached out to accountants. It's tax season.
Huge.
Yeah.
So they're talking to, dozens, maybe hundreds of business owners. They're filing their taxes. So
Well, and Joe, just to add on that, I know there was a client that you got from the accountant.
yeah, so an accountant.
Tell us
that
what
I
happened to
know-
that client, or how did it go?
So, I reached out to that accountant. I let her know what I do. I let her know we have an affiliate program. So, any referrals, she gets well compensated. She made more than me, honestly. on this
She
deal.
did. She did.
She did. But yeah, she brought me a client. He is a contractor. He's looking to get into fix and flips. He needed some funds for his business.
What happened when he applied with his bank because he was looking for a bank loan?
Yeah, he got denied everywhere. So he is working on becoming a citizen. He's not from America. He has a work visa, but he has a business that's generating income.
Nice.
I think about 30,000 a year, a month. I believe.
Month.
Yeah, yeah. He has a good
30,000
amount
a
of
month.
income
Yep,
coming
yep.
in. Well, gross revenue 30K.
And then we submitted of it to one of our banks. How much did you get approved for, and what type of program was it?
He got a 50K line of credit.
Wow.
Do we say the name of the bank?
They gotta contact us for it. They gotta pay. They gotta pay more for that.
Names have been changed to
But-
protect the innocent.
Now, how long was the process?
The process wasn't long at all. Realistically, it was like a week and a half. Or
Well,
something.
we can.
Yeah.
It was
Correct.
pretty quick.
He was approved in 2 days. Then he had to, because of the holiday. Remember, Monday was a holiday.
Yeah.
He then had to go into the bank. He had to open up an account. After he opened up the account, what happened was that then he had to wait for the money. He actually received the funds today. $50,000 line of credit. He can use it whenever he wants. He just has to transfer over the money, and that's what we do. We make sure we understand guidelines. We know exactly where to send a deal.
We also approved him for a $3,000 business card. And I know a lot of people, only $3,000. If you have no business credit, that gets your foot in the door.
Correct.
So, as long
Also-
as he makes his payments on time, he pays that off, he could get 10K next time, maybe 15, 20K.
And also to remember, it depends on the credit bureau. The person, this particular bank pulled from, I believe it was Equifax. His experience is very strong. So we're waiting on that one, and that one literally, what we expect is to go ahead and get it a $50,000 approval, and then a $30,000 approval. So a total of $80,000 just on a business credit card. And I think that he wanted just the cards now at this point, right?
Yeah, to start out, he wanted the cards, and I let him know.
Yeah.
Because the line of credit came first. I just let him know, like, hey, this is helping your business. Your goal is
Yeah.
to put money into your business, do these fix and flips. I'll be able to help him with his loans as well. So
Nice. And that's it. It's just accountant, getting an accountant. And to get back to what Albert said, and I think we discussed it yesterday, is one of the things you should do, update your Facebook as far as to what you currently do.
Yeah.
Number two, right?
100%.
Number
Absolutely.
two is go on Instagram. This is what I did in the very beginning. It wasn't with 0% funding, or it wasn't with anything else. It was a different program when I first started off. Was go on Instagram, search 0% funding. The algorithm is going to pick up. Now it's going to start sending you over all the ads.
Yep.
It's the same guy, right? Same guy or same girl, and it's the same thing. Download that specific ad, or type it up, or put it against the computer, and then now transcribe it. Grab that, put it into ChatGPT. Hey, ChatGPT, rewrite this for me. Then what you should do, grab it, and mind you, I haven't spent $1. Grab it, put it on your Instagram, put it in your social media. Hey, what's up? What's going on, guys? Did you know you can get 0% funding for your business? All you need is a 680 score. Do that. And hashtag it. Right. And then figure out how many people are going to call you. Now your own personal network knows that you do this type of programs. One of the things is that your network doesn't know what you do. Right? And that's huge.
So that's a good strategy when you really don't know what to say. Like, what do I say? What do I do? Where do I start? I'm listening.
You just got it right on. That's a good strategy, but no, go ahead, Albert. Go ahead.
What did I?
No, I love to keep it interesting. Go ahead.
I'm just saying. I mean, look, it just there's a million ways to skin a cat, but here's the thing: once you find one way, I mean, the ocean is wide.
I'll call you. That's why
Is
they
that
call
what they
you
call you,
Ocean.
Ocean?
There you go.
Wow.
Now you
Albert
guys got
Oceans,
it.
man.
Listen, I want to share like a story of something that happened, just here in the office within like the last 24 hours. So, I got a deal in yesterday from an ISO. The guy was doing around $600,000. The guy was doing around $600,000 a month, right? He said, Daryl, I need $200,000 today. I'm like, great. All right. I can get this done. We're going to have to do something revenue based. So I was able to go ahead. I got all the docs, sent the deal out to a couple of different lenders. Literally on the nose, got the guy approved for $200,000. Okay. I'm thinking everything is good to go. He's like, give me your best offer. So I didn't really give him what the offer is. I was doing 2-call close. Reason why is a lot of these people they're not just talking to you. They're shopping with multiple people. And you are not the first person to receive their docs.
And tell them what happens in the MCA space after 24 hours.
Yeah, so after 24 hours, a lot of these other shops out here, doesn't matter who you submit to, they pass the information off to their friends and other people to try to take the deals from you.
The blood is in the water.
It is, and the sharks are always circling. So that was so good. I got to clap it up for myself. That was good. All right, that was good. I'm getting really good at ad-libbing. No, but guys, so I submitted the deal. I thought I got it approved literally in 20 minutes. I soft sold the offer. The guy's like, all right, I'm gonna do my numbers. Then I had a better offer come in literally 10 minutes later. Couldn't get the guy back on the phone. I'm calling, texting, emailing. He ended up signing contracts with the lender that I got the delayed approval for. So that commission was going to be $200,000. It was going to be $200,000. We were going to get 8 points on that. That was going to be $16,000. Okay. Well, I'm not clapping up. We didn't get it. We lost the deal.
Yeah, clap it up for the other guy.
Oh yeah, we'll clap it up for that guy. Clap it up for that guy. But listen, I will say this. It kind of put a damper on my day yesterday. Listen, we all go through it. We all go through the highs and the lows when we're on the phones. But you know what? It's always about the very next phone call. What are you gonna do with the next phone call? So I had to break that news to the eyes when the guy signed the other deal. We got an approval for him today for $600,000. Jose jumped on the phone, tried to do whatever he could, and
I
the guy
got him on the phone. I got him on the phone.
Yeah, the guy.
This
Go
is
ahead.
crazy, Darren. Not to cut you off, but you have to. A lot of you guys are in the MCA space. Now, take this as free advice. Get the client committed. One of the things is I'm not getting off the phone with you before you give me something that I know you're gonna move forward with. Let me get you committed. I have an X amount of proof. Oh, I gotta think about it. I gotta talk to my wife or whatever. Okay, no problem. You know what? Send me driver's license voided check. Because why? I don't want the lender to change their mind. I need a commitment from you. If you're really committed to this, and at the end of the day, I'll send you a contract. If you don't want it, don't sign it. Send me driver's license voided check. You wanna know why? Because sometimes what happens is you need exclusivity on these deals, right? So now we waited for the driver's license and the voided check. And then we receive an email from the lender, hey, deal was signed by someone else.
Yep.
What are you talking about? We could have easily either lowered the points, figured something out.
Yeah.
Right. I don't like to lose. So, and I'm sure you guys don't if you're working the file. So at the end of the day, make sure you get some sort of commitment from the client.
Yep.
Them telling you, hey, I got to talk to my wife. Okay, what do you have to talk to your wife about? What are the concerns? No problem. Send me over a driver's license. Send me over the voided check. Oh, I'm not at the office, which is what they told him. No problem. You have your driver's license in there. Send me a picture. Send me a picture. Matter of fact, this may be something.
Take a
you guys
selfie.
You're right. This is something that you guys may not even know. When you want to void a check, go to the bank statements. The bank statements, go to the last page.
Yep.
You have the voided checks there. Take a screenshot, put void, and you're done. Whether you're doing business with us or someone else, this is what we do. I'm letting you know right now what to be able to do.
Is it insider tip?
That's it. In order for you to make stuff happen, and,
Yeah.
and that's what it is. But just also to remember, there's a difference between being a one-man shop or working from home compared to an office that sends hundreds of applications,
Volume, yeah.
right, to a lender. And you said it last time as well. These are friends of ours. We go to lunch with them. Right now, there's an expo in order for us to, we hang out. We obviously didn't go as a Florida.
Yeah.
But you know what? We didn't go because we want to close deals. We got to make sure we service you guys.
We have a community
We
to
have
service.
a community to service. So now remember, these are guys that we either learned the industry from, I've been doing it for 17 years. Daryl's been doing it for how long? 12?
I've been doing it. I wish I was doing it for 2. I've only been doing it for 8 years now, but I'm a beast. But listen, I want to finish, bro. 'Cause
Go ahead.
you're cutting me off.
Go ahead.
So that put a damper.
Let him finish.
That put a damper in my Wednesday, right? Because I mean, listen, when you think you're gonna get, but that's why you never count your commission before you get it, right? So I thought it was a slam dunk deal. I got all of the closing costs waived for the guy. Got him the exact dollar amount. I got him 21 cents on the dollar. That's like 2% more than what the bank is charging right now. I thought it was a done deal. And I signed with somebody else. Whatever the case is, I had to go back to the ISO. Good thing this ISO had 2 deals going, right? So that deal, unfortunately, did not go through. But then I was actually able to come back with another one of his clients. I got the guy approved for his first offer was only 10 grand, right?
Oh, this is that one?
And I'm on the phone with the guy. I sold him on 10 grand. He thought I was a superstar. I got another approval that came in literally 20 minutes later after I requested driver's license and voided check for $91,000. That guy thought that I was Superman. Okay, and then now the deal this morning closed. It was $91,000, 10 points, and the ISO made $1,820 on a deal that he submitted for 24 hours. So you have to understand, when one door shuts, another door opens, and it's just about being able to overcome whatever hurdles that you need to, and just being able to persevere. I mean, guys, listen, it's business lending. These guys are always shopping around. There's gonna be some times where you hit a lull. But the very next phone call, the very next approval could be the one that's going to make your day, make your week. Okay, guys?
Make your month.
Make your month.
Let-
Sometimes it can even change your life.
And
Life-changing deal.
this is we're in the industry where it's an emotional roller coaster,
Yeah, it is.
right? It goes up and down. You have your highs and your lows. When you have your highs, celebrate as much as you can. When you have your lows, it's okay because the only way to go is up.
Yeah.
If you're at if you're at the bottom, just make sure that you understand what you're getting into because it's emotional. It is an emotional roller coaster that you go through whenever you're doing any type of
Jose,
sales.
that's when you don't have steady leads coming in. It's going to be a roller coaster.
Yeah, because if you have steady
Let me tell you
leads,
something. If you have steady leads coming in,
It's
you
just
have
the next
steady
deal.
flow,
The next
you
deal.
build a
I would
pipeline.
agree with you.
Yeah.
And then in that respect, now there are tons of loan programs, and I'm just going to share something real quick.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're talking about, it's a roller coaster. My phone today, I mean, just all day long, and look.
those
you
are all
haven't seen that.
leads?
I want read the numbers here. I'm going to take a look. What does that say?
Yeah, it says 500,000 to $1 million, 100K to 250K, 250 to 500.
Is this business
We got
funding or what is
$1
it?
million plus?
Forecast?
No, it's just
Oh, business
no,
funding.
it's-
I think this is
no, it's
0%
These are
real estate deals.
real estate deals right here. But take a
Oh,
look. I just
I'm
want to show
sorry.
you another $500,000.
Yeah.
What's this? How many?
Who's
10 plus.
submitting these
What's
deals?
that? say?
Listen,
Yeah,
guys,
million plus,
And
yeah.
it's
he's right.
endless. It's
He's
endless.
right.
The
We-
amount of business out there is
Yeah.
tremendous. Now, if you have a flow like this coming through you every single day, and it's possible with us because we can get you these things,
Yeah.
and you do have the flow.
Yeah.
But there are other levels as well as paid advertising.
Yeah.
If you do it the right way, it's going to be a continuous flow of business. The only thing you need, everybody's raising their hands. Please help me. I have a deal. Just call them up, pre-qualify them. You do that enough times. Guess what? There is no feast or famine here. Okay, there's no feast and famine. I'm telling you right now,
There's
it's going to
something
be consistent.
I wanted to add on the mortgage
Go ahead.
side because Jose mentioned, we work on a lot of deals. On the mortgage side, basically everyone that's an affiliate, you're technically a mortgage broker. Like at the end of the day, we may be helping you close a deal, but in a way,
A mortgage liaison.
well, mortgage liaison. But a lot of people say, like as you mentioned, it's good that we are in the office, like we're submitting many deals. So we have a lot of clients that say, "Oh, I only work with direct lenders. I'm gonna go to a direct lender myself." So
So what do you say to that?
what I say to them, I say, "Listen, that lender you're going to, we might have submitted 70 deals to them this month. Like they know who we are, first name. They have my number, they have Stanley's number, Jose's number. Like, so you submit that one deal, you're not gonna get good terms. They're not gonna get back to you. When they see our name on an email, they're getting back to us in 30 minutes, 40 minutes. They're getting you the best terms possible. So if anyone comes to you and say, "Oh, are you working with a direct lender?" Literally, give them that same line. Like, listen, my company submits hundreds of deals a
Yeah.
month. So you're one deal at a time that they never even heard of your name, you're not going to get a response. You're not going to get good terms. Okay.
Hey, guys, really quick. I want to read the comments because it seems like we're
Yes.
falling a little too far behind. So, really quick, guys, I just want to open the floor up, almost for like a Q&A, right? So, if you guys have any
How about
questions,
the
ladies and gentlemen, if you
Okay,
guys
there
have
you go.
any questions or concerns, or if you guys are hearing things on the phone that you really don't know what to say back or how to overcome that objection or to combat what you guys are hearing on the phone, please type it in the chat. We want to go ahead and run through scenarios, go ahead and answer anything that you guys say. Really quick.
Answer the questions.
Really
that-
quick,
yes.
Detwan, I know I'm saying your name right because I'm pretty good with names. Detwan says, what's the floor and ceiling for the lenders? I'm not really sure what you mean by that, Detwan. If you could just, if you want to unmute yourself and just ask it, we'll be able to answer it.
There was a reply.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey,
What's
Detwan,
up,
what's going on,
Detwan?
brother?
How are you,
Thank you
brother?
very much for tuning in. Thanks for tuning in.
What's up, brother? Hey, man, I love y'all energy, man.
Appreciate
got it going on over
Appreciate it.
there,
Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hey,
So,
so basically what I'm saying is the floor and the ceiling, like with your lenders in general, like what's the smallest amount of loan you would do and what's the largest loan that you all
Talking
would
about
do
mortgages.
Depends on which type
yeah,
of
it depends
program.
on which program. Yeah.
on funding and on the real estate deals. I'm a realtor myself.
Okay.
Nice.
Nice. Okay. So I can say that on the business funding aspect, okay, we can do anywhere in the unsecured space. They'll do anywhere from like $2,500, all the way up to $5 million on the unsecured space. Okay. As far as the real estate space, Joe,
Joe?
you want to tackle that?
Yeah, so on the real estate space, honestly, there's no limit. Like, there's no there's no cap really.
There's no cap. Yeah,
Unless you're
okay.
doing a deal that's like 180 million or something like that.
But the minimum would be
the
100,000.
minimum's usually 100,000. I think we might have one lender that might go down to 75K, maybe, but it's
Well, I'll tell you a story.
rare,
I'll tell you a story. I know a guy, a broker, who only does $50,000 hard money deals, and he's making hands over fist because nobody wants to touch those deals.
No.
But he has that program,
The volume.
and he's doing volume. And guess what? He's charging 68 points.
Right. Well, usually those are community banks, small little banks that.
I don't know what his sources are. He didn't reveal them to me,
Well,
right?
listen,
But I'm just saying there are
yeah,
people
it's-
out there that aren't touching higher loan amounts, but they're getting volume.
Volume, yeah.
And they're
Units.
charging a lot more.
Gotcha.
And the reason why, I'm sorry, the Twan.
Detwan,
Twan,
yeah.
the reason why is because think about it. If you do 100,000, let's say we charge 2 points, what's that?
Sometimes.
$2,000. Multiply that times everything else that's going, the commission. It really doesn't become viable for you, so to speak. Right. So last thing we want to do is do that for. Huh?
Hey, y'all broke up for a second. My next question is, what are your top agents earning over there where y'all at?
What is the top agents? What? I'm sorry.
What are the top agents earning?
Oh well, you guys fucking. Excuse me. You guys go ahead and answer that for yourselves. As far as what exactly did you guys gross in last month?
last month. Honestly, I would say around like 8K, but I have a lot of older, like I have construction deals, they take like 6 months. I have fix and flips that take a lot of months. So, I may have a month that pop up with 40, 50K, that's the
Which
game.
hopefully is going to be this month with that 750 and the 1.8.
Yes.
But all right, now Sean, what last month? What was it that you did on the business lending side? 0% cards, MCAs, everything else, approximately.
Probably about like $8,000.
$8,000 as well.
Yeah.
On average,
And not only that, though, I mean, I've got a lot in the pipeline. The same thing with Joe, though. Like, the real estate takes a long time. I've got a couple of, JV deals going on. I've got a lot of, real estate deals going on. They take a little bit of time. But, yeah, as far as closed, yeah, in that area.
Daryl, what would you say? What was? I know for tax purposes you don't want to disclose the so, but
Well-
what is it? What is the amount? What would you say?
Well, listen. I can tell you guys this. Last year I didn't work for 4 months, but in the 8 months that I worked last year, I made $150,000 last year, and that's just doing this. That's really, and I wasn't even really on the phones like that. It was just super simple, not even really trying as hard. I wish I would have worked that as hard as I'm working right now. Last year definitely would have made more, but no, yeah, last year I made 150,000. I only worked eight months.
Antoine, just to put it into perspective, Daryl, let's ask you a better question.
Yeah.
How many deals, volume-wise, did you close this week? So let's go over it because I know exactly what it was. First one was what? The one with
The $7,000 that we got the $7,000 card.
$7,000 card.
Yep.
Next one.
$182,000 reverse.
Okay. Next one.
Can you tell us about what a reverse is?
Yeah.
Hold on. Let's add it up. 182. If you guys have a calculator, 182, 7,000. What else?
91,000.
91,000. What else?
50,000.
50,000. And I think the last one was
Was it 30,000?
30,000. So add that number up.
280 plus 50, 330. What was the last?
No, listen, I'm gonna get a nice size check. All right, that's
Yes,
that,
but
that's
see,
it.
keep in mind, and like I said, this is what sales is, right? Is you only get what you put in. But
But hold on, listen, that other 200K is still bothering me, dude. Like I really wanted that deal. It was so easy. Like it was a 10-minute deal, and it didn't happen. But hey, listen,
because you didn't get the guy committed, it's your fault.
Yeah, but you know what it is, guys? You have to roll with the punches. I mean, listen, boxers, they get hit all the time. They don't just punch. You have to be able to take the punches. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you get rocked. I don't know if you guys watch boxing, UFC. These guys get rocked, they hit the ground, they get back up, they win the fight. And this is sales. And every single phone call, you are one step from gold. What's the famous saying? You're 3 feet from gold. Whatever whatever it is that they say. You have to roll with the punches. You have to have thick skin in this industry. If it's one of those things where you're gonna pout and you're gonna wallow and woe is me, you're never gonna make money. You know what I mean? Some of the days that I made the most amount of money was when I lost a deal.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? When you lose a deal, you think
It motivates you.
it definitely does. Really quick, I don't want to ramble too much. James Jones, I seen that you had your hand raised, Mr. Jones. Is this something that we could do for you? Some question that you need answered, Mr. Jones?
Yeah, absolutely. How you folks doing this evening?
How are you, my brother? Thank you very much for tuning
Thank
in.
you.
Thanks for tuning in. What can we do you for?
Great job. How much does it cost to get the VAs through you folks?
Albert.
Okay.
Albert, remember they're part of the community. You got to give them a discount.
The VAs are, if there are different ways. Do you want them part-time? Do you want them full-time? What type of work do you want them to do for you? Do you want to, give them bonuses and things of that nature? So things that could be worked out. Typically, and the prices range anywhere from $5 to $7, $8 an hour. Just to give you an idea, we also have a group type scenarios that we're working on. So people could have access to it if they can't afford to hire a full-time virtual assistant or a trained caller. But they definitely help, and they definitely bring in deals. I can tell you that right now for all the clients that we have. Yeah.
Albert, what's the price? I'm on their side. What's the price?
I just gave I gave
A lot of variables.
You gave a lot. Listen, you gave
There's
the
no-
marketing side. No, I'm just joking around. But listen, like he said before, there is. It depends if you want it to be an opener, you want it to be a closer.
Correct.
It depends on if an opener really is. You have to train them. You have to be more hands on. A closer, you can just go ahead say, and they're top tier closers. That's what they are. They're top tier closers that understand how to sell. Right?
And you know what, James? Really quick, because I know that whatever answer that they just gave you, it didn't answer your question.
I want to add to that. Hold on. Well, what are you looking for from the virtual assistant? Do you want the virtual assistant to
give them a little bit more tequila so that
do
you can.
you want the virtual assistants to help you open the deals so you could close them? Do you want them to go from A to Z and actually close the deal? So now you have or be a sales assistant?
They can handle paperwork.
So all
Hold on. Yeah.
the
So-
scenarios. I'm sorry, go ahead.
So all of these different scenarios depend on what the cost would be. Also, let's say we have somebody who is really trained and they have the ability to actually close for you. So that type of a virtual assistant would be a little more expensive. They would expect more. However, there are different tiers if you're looking for someone to actually go through all the leads and do the grunt work, try to pre-qualify them, then those are going to be trained appointment setters that will qualify the leads for you so they could hand it over to you when that's ready. What happens is you save a ton of time.
Nice. All right. So
It's
ahead.
it's all about leveraging your time.
Gotcha.
at the end of
Yeah. What I was gonna say, ladies and gentlemen, because I see M Heel, thank you very much for tuning in. what I was gonna say is this, guys. Listen, see Brokers Connection, Albert at brokersconnectiongroup.com. Listen, there's a bunch of different variables. We can definitely customize the VA to pretty much do whatever you would like. Whatever you guys need, or however long you guys need, or whatever you guys need them to do, just email Albert a scenario. He'll put the pricing together. He'll let you guys know, because I don't want that to kind of clog up right now. I know that some of you guys are very interested.
I want to address Sean Colby's.
Sean Comey said, I need a QVA. Sell my deals. That's my man, Sean Comey. With the nachos in the back. I seen that, Sean. Awesome. James said, thank you. DeTwan, can you put the VA info in the chat? Drucker Property at yahoo.com. So what we'll do, DeTwan, is better yet, you email Albert just a scenario of what you need. He'll put the pricing together for you, my brother, just so it's not like a lot of emailing back and forth, him trying to figure stuff out. Let us know what you need. We'll be able to make it happen. Thank you very much, brother.
We're going to take care of everyone who's in the community. Don't worry about that.
Yes.
You're going to get a discount.
Now,
we'll make sure they'll work for you and get the best.
Now, listen, really quick, what I want to do, because we have about a half an hour left, right? And, we barely heard Sean McClellan speak this evening. What I wanted to do really quick, Sean, is just go over, because again, you specialize in the business lending products, and you're on the phones all day. You were on the phones all night until just until the podcast was about to start. Really quick, when someone gets you on the phone and they say, I don't want to send you any documents unless you tell me the rates. What's one of the things that you say, or how do you really combat that? Because you get a lot of submissions. Right. So how do you combat that to bring deals in?
Well, obviously it's going to depend on what product they're interested in, obviously, right? And we're going to have to ask them, a handful of different questions, because there's a lot of variables involved that determine a rate, right? So if we're talking business financing, how long have you been in business? Where's your credit score? What's your revenue like? Did you do your tax returns? Because all these different, questions are gonna qualify them for a different product. Are they showing a profit on their revenue? So there's not one size fits all rate. We have to ask these questions, and that's why we give out these intake forms, right? That have a handful of questions that are going to help everybody in the community.
Sean, let me cut you off for a minute, because I want to share my screen so everyone can see it.
Can we actually pull it up so that they can see?
Yeah, 100%. Hold on.
But Sean, keep talking.
Sean,
Keep talking. Yeah.
No, so I mean, there's people obviously they're gonna want the rate up front, right? I mean,
I'm sorry. Hold on. So this is the community, guys. For anyone has a paid that pays for obviously the community that has joined us. This is the Mighty app. You should have access to all of this.
Yes.
Okay, this has resources, it has one-on-ones, it has facts, it has checklists, etc. Also, too, how to get started on everything else. So now, make sure, if you have the community, it's on the left-hand side, you go all the way down to Guides and Templates. Okay, Guides and Templates gives you this. Guides on how to customize marketing templates. We already set everything up for you. Everything is set up on Canva. You just got to put your own logo. You got to put your own information. How to duplicate the lead tracking sheet. Achieve your goals. This as well. But what we're interested in is this at the bottom. Even how to go ahead and add a Craigslist ad. Only just copy and paste it and put it up.
nice and simple.
Yeah, it's nice and simple. But let's go to the scripts and intake form.
Really quick, everyone can see our screen, right? Just Wayne and Roberto, can you guys just nod your head if you guys can see it? Thumbs up if you guys can see it.
Yes, okay.
Awesome, thanks guys. Want to deliver this to you guys. Thank you.
This is our champion, Lucas. Just so you can see. Look at this guy.
He's the champion.
He's the champion.
What a face only a mother could love.
Is that a mohawk?
Yeah, I think so. A little baby faux hawk.
But listen, now business funding script, right? This is the script. He literally made the script for you. Opening, strong and presumptuous. Oh, presumptive. I'm sorry.
Presumptive?
Wow.
Yeah, Tequila Thursdays.
Right? And we'll go over all this. But what we really want to talk about is this. Our intake form. Presumptuous.
Jose, who created this intake form? This is a sick intake form. Who created it?
Me. Thank you.
No way.
So based on this, I mean, listen, this is literally the intake form. When you're on the phone with the client, this is the contact information, which you should already have. Right, and I'm sorry, Sean. I want to take us through the qualifying questions, exactly what it is.
Yeah, I mean, you can be real, quick with them and say, look, we have rates starting as low as 0%. You can't get any better.
I like that.
Right?
I'm going to start using it because I don't say that, but I like that. Go ahead, continue.
It's simple, but obviously everybody's at a different credit tier. every business does different revenue, different industry, different time in business, different debt. There's so many
But
different variables.
Jumping into it, if you ask for the credit score, right, and a 680 credit score, you need a 680 credit score to qualify for this particular program.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
If you have a 680 plus credit score, then you ask the other questions.
Exactly. That this thing is beautiful. It's like a little roadmap. It
Yeah.
just kind of guides you where you need to be to get the information you need to pre-qualify that client.
Now,
right?
if they say, I'm sorry to cut you off, if they say that they have less than a 680, you don't ask these questions, right? You just move down to the next one.
Not necessarily, because we can still ask if they have a co-signer, right? If they have a family member, a friend, business partner that meets those guidelines, we can still potentially get them into the 0% financing.
Which I agree. But listen, let's do this. Let's follow the roadmap once again, because you're diverting from.
I'm getting excited. I'm
getting
sorry.
excited. Listen, so number one, let's just to recap. So first thing is what is your credit score? Personal credit score. Do you have a 680 plus credit score or not?
Now, Jose, because not only was I the one that created this, but I actually like the layout that you put. So,
You have lines. I added the lines.
well, thank you very much. So, listen, ladies and gentlemen, when you ask somebody their credit score, it's a gut check,
Yes.
Yeah.
right?
Brings them down to reality.
Good.
Yeah, that's a gut check.
Daryl, what do you say when someone says, I don't know?
Okay, so usually when someone doesn't know their credit score, it's probably bad.
Yeah.
Red
The
flag.
people that are on top of their credit, they know exactly. They know if there's an inquiry made. They know if there's something on. They check every day. The people that have the best credit scores monitor it every day. You're never gonna ask somebody that has over a 700 score, what's their score, and they say I don't know.
Yeah.
Usually, if it's I don't know, it's
it's
low,
bad.
it's low sixes or it's in the fives,
And
right?
ask them, let's just guesstimate. Give me a guess.
Yeah, or some people, these clients are gonna tell you, well, before COVID. Listen, I mean, listen.
If I hear before COVID, one more time.
I mean, listen, ladies and gentlemen, COVID was 5 years ago. We got to grow up, right?
yes.
I mean, so we got to move on.
It was a tough time for everybody.
It was a
but
tough
come
time
on,
for
man.
everybody. Some people got free money. Some people have to pay that back. But we have to move on, right? So the credit score is the gut check. Because when these guys get you on the phone, they are going to want to try to dictate to you what they want.
Okay, now let's assume. So Sean, let's assume that the client says, yes, I have a 700 score. What's the next question you ask them?
We're going to ask them how many personal credit cards they have, right?
Correct. Very important.
Now, why is that an important question?
Because for this particular program, they need to have at least 2 personal credit cards with $2,500 limits.
Correct. And for how long?
At least 12 months open accounts.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you guys are following this right now and you have access to a pen or piece of paper
Write
or
it down.
or you have your notes on your phone, please write this down because what we're giving you right now is
Wayne is looking for a pen. He's looking for pen and paper.
Wayne's talking to somebody in the background.
Oh,
He's hanging out.
oh,
So listen. But ladies and gentlemen, what we need you guys to do is really take down these notes because this is something that we train our ladies and gentlemen on here in the office.
It's going to make a huge impact.
We're giving you these gems because, again, you guys are doing this as passive income from the comfort of your own homes or whenever you guys are not working your 9 to 5. So you're not an expert at this. We're just giving you the roadmap to make the calls a little bit easier. So if you have pen and paper right now, yeah.
Like, let's whoever requests it, they're serious about getting deals done. We'll send you the business funding intake form and also our mortgage intake form.
You're moving fast. Hold on.
That's
We'll-
what's next.
Fast.
We'll get to you, the mortgage guy.
You're down
got
here.
you.
You're down
He's
here.
getting
You're down
excited
here.
too.
I'm
gonna
just
tell
letting
you-
y'all
Cheers.
know.
Can we cheers? Can we cheers to
All
that?
right,
All right.
so everyone, let's just
Let's go. Let's go to
All
it.
right, so listen, what's your personal credit score 680 plus to qualify, right? If they have a 680 plus, you ask them these questions.
Yes.
If they don't, no problem. All right, so good. Let's go on to the next qualifying question. How much do you gross a month? If they gross $10,000 or more, then you ask them the questions at the bottom. What type of industry are you in? I mean,
I want to jump in. We're gonna just keep cutting each other off. I love it, ladies and gentlemen. The reason why you need to gross $10,000 a month is because in order to qualify for our revenue-based financing programs, 10,000 is the minimum.
Yes.
The reason why is because just like in the real estate game, sometimes deals are just too small that it's not worth it.
Correct.
For certain lenders. So if they need something revenue-based, $10,000 a month is what they need to gross, not net, just gross deposit into their business bank account.
correct.
Okay, continue, Jose.
Now, what type of industry are you in? Get granular with this. Construction. Excuse me. What type of construction? Residential, commercial,
Are you a specialty are you a plumber?
Right. You know, are you checking the pipes? You know, just understand.
Are you laying the pipes? You know, it's
Understand
all
what's happening in
different
the
things.
industry. How much money they're looking for. Very, very important is how much money they're looking for. How much do they need? Right. But real important, the main question on here, if they say yes to 10,000, is what is the purpose of the capital? Once again, understand what they need the money for.
Why is that important?
Because at the end of the day, is if they're looking, if they need this money to buy a building, and they only make 10,000, and they only qualify, it's not worth
It's
it.
not happening.
But you know what? If they want it for equipment and they have a 680 score, matter of fact, a 640 score, we can get them equipment financing. It's the client that I spoke to today. They
Yeah.
have a 680 score. You know what? Everyone's calling them for cash advances, and they make 10,000. No problem. I'll get them a line of credit. Fill this out, and you know this is very important.
It's
This
gonna make a huge difference in the quality of clients you bring.
it's a difference between a $10,000 deal and a $91,000.
And don't be afraid to ask all the questions. Be like, listen, I get all of this. I get you terms immediately. I get
That's
you a
it.
realistic number.
Bob, my job is to make sure that I don't waste your time. My whole thing is you do everything for the benefit of the client. Bob, I don't want to waste your time. I'm asking you these questions. Let me just pre-qualify you. So make sure that you understand it. And at the end of the day, honestly, go back to the straight line. If you guys don't know what the straight line is this is a straight line. This is, in order for you to get a client approved, you're going to go from A. This is A. The matter of fact, up here is A. This is Z. So don't let a client, you know, hey, Bob, how you doing? How are you? Oh, I'm doing well, et cetera, so on and so forth. Yeah, the weather's
always
nice
Bob.
outside. It's snowing.
Always
And this
Bob.
and this.
Why do we pick on Bob's? Like, is the guy's name?
I don't know, Robert. It
There you
doesn't
go.
matter. But you know what, though? No, don't. If he or she tries to sidetrack the conversation, control it. You have to control the conversation.
Yes.
You know, so, okay, no problem. You know what? It's great.
Nothing wrong
How-
with small talk, but you gotta bring it back.
Yes.
Straight line. Understand. Go back. Straight. Look what a straight line method is. Right?
And you know what, Jose? I have to say this. Usually, ladies and gentlemen that are joining us this evening, when someone doesn't want to answer one of these questions for you, I don't like problematic clients, right? I'll rather let a deal go if you're gonna fight me the whole way through.
Know when to let a good deal go.
Yes,
Don't
because
waste your time.
exactly. Because listen, if somebody doesn't tell me what they need the money for,
They're trying to be evasive.
I don't want to deal with them because that means I might get a rock star approval and they're gonna be just a nuisance the entire time. They're gonna fight on everything. Ladies and gentlemen, time kills all deals, and your time is very valuable. I mean, I don't want to be cliche and say time's the only thing we can't get back, but I mean, you really can't get
true.
it
Yep,
back.
that's it. And let's just run through it. So, do you want any real estate? Remember, we have real estate options. So, if they say, yeah, even if they say yes and yes, ask them all this because this may not be enough money for these guys to get what they're looking for.
Correct.
Do you want to receive yes or no? What's the property address, right? Because you want to look it up. What does it look like? Right, but also too, is it a primary? Is it an investment? Is it your primary residence? Do you live here, or is it an investment property?
Wait, I'm sorry to cut you off.
Yes.
We do want to bring up too, if they're looking for a business loan, do they have an MCA? What are
Yes,
the balances?
yes.
That is huge because that can dictate the approval amount they get tremendously.
We also want to know when you ask them that do they have current MCAs or anything revenue based, if they defaulted or not. Once you find out these questions that Sean just said, the MCA company with the balances, usually be like, okay, are you still making payments? Sometimes they'll say no. We'll know it's a default. Jose and I actually got a deal in just the other day. The guy was an MCA default. He was doing about $100,000 a month. No one would approve him. We ended up getting to the bottom of the intake sheet. The guy ended up, owning a property, and we were able to go through one of our other lenders that does a second position mortgage or a second lien.
Yeah.
We were able to get the guy approved for $550,000 interest only for 3 years with a balloon payment at the end. This is somebody that was not getting approved for business funding, but because we asked the questions, we were able to go ahead and use the property to leverage at 75% LTV and get them a second position mortgage for $550.
Ask the questions. And lastly, is do you have a co-signer? Do you have anyone that can come on as a as a representative of the company, right? Whether it's a silent partner, family member, spouse. I just to joke around with them, I'm like lover, doesn't matter. But you know what? It's honestly, this intake form really is
A roadmap.
a roadmap. But no, it's the foundation for you to actually
Yeah.
get a deal, to
Yeah,
get it
it
done.
will also change, right? The time, that you're gonna put in to chase somebody down. You send them out a link for an application, right? Like if they're not really, qualifying on any level,
Yeah.
it's not really worth chasing them down.
Let
But
the deal go.
let the deal go and go on to the
next
next.
one.
Remember, your phone is an ATM. You have to put in the right code for it to spit out money. All right? So,
Got the whole world in your hands,
Yeah,
realistically.
don't, please.
Yeah, you got some
listen,
lines today, bro.
when-
This
when-
is
when
insane.
when everyone joins, remember you're gonna get 3 links. The first link is this. The first one is your Fun Rock link. This is for any deal that you get that's real estate. You get the borrower's name. Let's put test.
Yeah.
I want to walk you guys. I want to
Yeah.
walk everyone through
Yeah,
this test.
And by the way, this part is really important for Joe because
Oh,
Joe.
I'm fiending for this. I've been waiting on
Yeah, Joe's the mortgage guy. Joe, the mortgage guy. You should actually make that like a shirt or something. But this is what Joe does all day, every day.
Joey Banks. I got it all figured
So
out.
so now we go. This is the pricer, right? When you speak to a client, ask them, "Hey, Bob, listen, Robert again." Robert at Gmail,
Who's Bob to
Robert,
you?
listen, you already have his contact information, right? Because there's only one way you got to hold him. What kind of program are you interested in? Oh, I'm interested in a fix and flip. No problem. Let's go ahead and check that
Now,
out.
Jose, let me ask you a quick question. Are they able to click multiple programs? Because I see it all the
Yes,
time.
I see this.
No,
And that's-
Dude,
I see
you
this
know
all the
what?
time.
We should fix that because there's only one program.
No. But sometimes there is a reason why most people, which is the mistake that a lot of people do, is they just send this to the client. I don't understand why. Just have a conversation. Mr. Jones, let me speak to you and let me do this for you. Why would I not want to provide a white glove service? Let me understand what you're looking to do. So if you're looking to do a fix and flip, no problem. Okay, boom. Let me do this. Let me do that.
Really quick, while Jose's doing this, sorry to cut you off. Guys, if you guys are commenting right now, we can't see it because
Oh,
we're sharing the
yeah.
screen. But as soon as we're done with this, any comments
Do
that you
me a
guys have, we're
favor,
going to
unmute
address it.
yourself. Pause me. Tell me to just be
Pause.
quiet for a minute.
Hit the bell. Hit the bell.
Hit the bell. All right, so you could unmute yourself. That's not a problem.
Yeah, go ahead,
Now,
Jose,
remember,
sorry.
you put the borrower's information, borrower's name or the entity name. Put
Estimated credit
very
score.
important. Let's put the credit score.
Now, why is this important in like the mortgage real estate program? I don't do it. So
Credit
like,
score?
yeah,
Credit
Times, leverage.
Well, it depends, what type of program you're looking to do. So
that really affects the rate.
it affects your rate, your points.
Your program.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
Remember,
leverage
listen,
amount, right? The leverage amount.
at the end
Your
of the day,
LTV.
at the end of the day, if you have a 500 score, if you have a 500
you get
score,
500 if you
what are
don't
you doing? You're
Wait,
not
wait,
paying.
wait.
well,
We
the
can
reason-
do 50%
No, I know we
LTV.
can. We could do 50%. But listen, think about it. If at the end of the day you have a 500 score,
They're not
listen,
paying
listen,
somebody.
You're not paying your creditors.
Yeah.
You're late payment. I don't.
You're
honestly,
taking time avoiding collection calls. Let's be honest.
Well,
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna say, "Oh, my wife left me. Yeah, you're going to this and this."
Divorce,
I we appreciate it. We understand, but honestly,
happens.
it does not influence the approval. Honestly, layman's terms, no one cares.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, it's just tough love. No
Yep.
one cares. I don't
Nobody
care what you're
gives
going
a-
through.
not in finance.
Let's just give me this information and we can go ahead because everything is an algorithm.
We might personally care, but when it comes down to
To the lenders.
approval, they don't care because they want to make sure you're able to pay them back.
That's it. It's a lot of D's.
You go here. Property type. Right. Next thing is what kind of property type is it? A single family residence, 2 to 4 units? Is it a
duplex,
condo? Is it a commercial property?
Apartment
etc.?
complex. I got an amusement park the other day.
Amusement park, yeah. Number of units. I was shocked. I saw as a single family residence, and I saw that it was a 5 unit.
Oh, yo.
Single family residence means 1 unit.
Each kid gets a unit.
Purchase price, very important. If it's a fix and flip, understanding what kind of program. If it's a fix and flip, okay, good, no problem. Let's say 750. Purchase date, I don't know. If you didn't purchase, there's something called what? What is it called? A delayed purchase, right,
I
Joe?
say let's put a realistic number. Purchase price is gonna be like
All right, let's give me a real number.
750K if we're in New York, but maybe another state.
Okay, what's the
200
purchase year?
grand. Let's say November 23.
What is for fix and flip?
Yeah, market value.
850
Wow.
or 800. Okay, my bad. Maybe they fixed up the house a little bit. Whatever.
Okay.
Okay, very important. Is this number important, Joe? Total cash
Yes,
reserve.
it-
Now, hold on really quick because I hear you guys on the phones all day going up because, ladies and gentlemen, when pricers come in, like for the ISOs or even for us, the agents jump on the phone because sometimes you might click multiple programs, the numbers don't make sense. Everybody jumps on the phone to have that initial call when the pricer comes in. Yeah. All I hear these guys all day say
Is
is,
he yelling
Yes.
yelling at them to realistic expectations?
but it's more so like, how much cash do you have in reserve? That's the only thing I keep hearing these real estate guys talk about.
Huge.
Why is that so important?
It's important because let's say you're buying an investment property for $750K. You can't be like, I got $5,000. Like, no.
Why not?
Because on an investment property, you need to put down realistically 20%. If you got good credit, you got a lot of experience. You own like 10 properties maybe or something like that.
Still
You
get
can
away
put-
with like 15, right?
You might get away
Best.
with 15.
At best.
If it's a fix and
10.
flip and you got a lot of experience,
Even let's
it could
call
be
it 10, that's
10%.
75,000.
That's still, you need a substantial something.
And they also have to put in an account the closing fee,
Closing costs,
origination fees, they
taxes,
gotta
and
pay for
insurance, and
taxes,
escrow.
So now something.
appraisal.
So now listen, because I'm learning right now, along with everybody here that's in the chat, because I don't do real
We
estate or
got, we got
mortgages.
9 chats. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so I just wanted to know really quick, with the cash reserve. So if I'm filling out a pricer on the phone with the clients, like how you want us to do, if I get to the cash reserve section and they give me a number that just doesn't make sense, like they're trying to buy something for $850, they have $10K in the bank. What do I say to them to kind of like either scrap the deal or bring them to reality?
I mean, the reality on an investment property,
at closing time.
if
Can you come up with X amount?
your
Or
down payment, realistically, I would look for 20 to 25%. Like they need to have in reserves because you got closing costs too. I would say 20, like a quarter of the purchase price.
And there's still
Okay.
there's still IR that's going to be needed in escrow.
And then sometimes you need reserves too.
Yeah.
That,
They
like
need to-
you can't just deplete your whole account
And get
to
the
buy that.
property.
And then they're gonna be like, so you're gonna have $0? What if your tenant doesn't pay for a couple months? What are you gonna
That's
do?
interesting.
How you going to pay the payment? Right.
So you need to have a little cash. So
Usually about what, 3 to 6 months typically?
yeah. So honestly, if someone doesn't have a quarter of the purchase price, you
know
gotta
what,
ask them,
Megan-
do you
Megan-
have
Megan-
an investor?
Wait, hold on.
Yeah,
Megan has
Megan.
been paying. She's been paying attention to all this. Yes, Megan. So that's one of the things too. And I think she said that because we said that the client has a what credit score, 700 credit score, 100%. Learn how to pivot from one program to another.
That was great.
I love that being good. Thank you very much.
Megan,
Thanks,
man,
Megan.
Megan. Wait, is it Megan or is it Megan? Megan, just let me know.
Megan, let us know.
Let us know, Megan.
I think it's Megan.
Is it Megan?
Megan.
Megan, I told.
Megan.
Come on, I'm good.
That was
names.
hold on. That
I got Detuan. I got Detuan.
No. That was my Spanish accent.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Okay. so Megan,
Maggie in Spanish.
Megan.
Oh,
Yes. Megan. All right. So Megan. So all right. So no, I love that because understanding this is learn how to pivot. And this was one thing that even with Sean, I don't know if Sean's still here, but even with Sean, was that there was a client that and Sean, I'm going back to this, and we're not picking on you, but it was because of an experience that we had. The client put down that he had he had a 740 score. I was excited. I was like, okay, great. Turns out that 740 score is his son. Okay, no problem. That's fine because we can put it in the LLC. Then he put down that he owns 2 properties. It turns out the 2 properties are owned overseas in other countries. Okay, that's fine. That's not a problem. But at the end of the day, we weren't able to do the fix and flip. But he was like, "Listen, if you can get me money for my business up to 100,000 without any bank statements or tax returns, then I'm excited. I want to do it." And yes, 100% is we have to make sure that we understand the client and understand how to pivot to be able to make them bankable. At the end of the day, you guys spend an abundance amount of time speaking to the client. Give them all the resources that you have because if not, someone else will.
Yep.
Right? Someone else will. If they're looking now because you've put in their head 100% financing, the phone picked it up. Now all of a sudden they're going to start getting ads from 100% financing. I spoke to a lady today. She wanted to buy a $300,000 property. She only had $5,000 in the account. And I'm very blunt. For people that have heard me on the phone, I'm very blunt. And listen, you know what? That's beyond your means. I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to waste mine. But she had a 760 score. Let me get you money on the business side. Oh, Jose, I've heard about those. 0% interest on Instagram and this, that. I'm like, okay, cool, no problem. So why haven't you taken the leap or the jump? I don't know. Maybe I think they're lying. I can say this because I'm Spanish. Us, as a Hispanic, one of the things is we are hesitant and we think that everything is a scam. It's not. I spoke to the client, presented all the options. She moved forward. But, and now tomorrow she has a call scheduled with the bankers. Like, just understand this is all about how you present every single type of program and being able to pivot.
Yeah, Megan, I have to say,
Megan.
just the fact that you even said no doc funding, it really just reverts back to the intake sheet, right? Because because on the intake sheet, while you're listening, because when you're listening to the best salespeople are the people that listen the most.
Yes.
Because you're able to listen, and you're not listening to respond, you're listening to interpret, right?
Can you clap it off for Megan?
I'll clap
You
it up.
want to know why?
Why?
Megan actually closed an MCA deal. We closed an MCA deal for her. She has a commission coming to her.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Now, you send me your Zelle information, right?
I did, and I feel like Chris Vero needs a round of applause for
All right.
that.
Yeah, my guy Chris Vero. My guy Vero.
And
That was we went through it. It wasn't easy.
Nothing ever is, right?
And it's not over. But we have to do right by the client, and so we're gonna stick it out with him and try to get him in a better position.
Yeah.
Megan, and I know that we went back and forth from the name of your company to everything else. Tell us a little about your journey. How, I guess, where did you start off, or have you always been a business broker, or just tell us a little bit about yourself?
No, I mean, I'm brand new. And one of the reasons why I was attracted to you guys is because you do offer both of the real estate and funding.
Megan, I'm sorry. He just said thank you for that. He just interrupted you. Just said thank you.
I thought she was talking to me.
And you guys are funny.
No, go ahead, Megan. Go ahead. Sorry to interrupt.
But you do the business and the real estate, and they're not separate. Really, I mean, if you're in the business of real estate they go together. And so I want to be able to offer both of those solutions to whatever clients that I come across.
Correct.
So
I'm
new. So
and Megan, the greatest part about it, and again, it's hard. I think we're one of the niche companies out there that encompasses a lot of these programs, but it's just about never really having to deny someone, right? Yeah. It's about pivoting. If someone doesn't qualify here, they don't qualify anywhere else. You know what I mean? We always make sure that we can pivot. Hey, you have a bad credit score, but you have business revenue, we can get it done. You have great credit score, no business revenue, we can get it done. You have no business revenue, you have a bad credit score, but you got a cosigner, we can get it done. You have real estate, you have a bad credit score, we can get it done. Real estate, good credit score. There's so many ways.
You have a girlfriend with good credit score?
We can get it done. But it's always about being able to pivot. And again, understanding the programs. That's why everything is in your Mighty app for you guys to be able to go and explore, read up on what we do. Read up on you guys have access to so much information at your fingertips, just even with this device.
Yeah.
Go on the Mighty app. While you guys are on the phone with these people, have the Mighty app up. And when they ask you certain questions, be able to pull it up and be able to tell them exactly what it is that we can do. Let's see if they qualify. And if not, it's our job on the panel to always be able to pivot and get these people qualified.
Right. Now,
that's really
go ahead. I'm sorry. I
also like that we're in the relationship business, so that once you get a deal funded, then there are next steps to try to continue to grow with them, like the credit repair or consolidating if they have multiple MCAs.
Yeah.
Whatever that looks like, so that we're not just closing the deal and saying goodbye.
Correct.
Tell them about the spider web, Jose.
Yeah.
That's it. Well, listen. At the end of the day, you're building a portfolio. Right. You become their financial advisor. I don't want to say financial advisor because you need a license for that. But
you definitely need a license for that.
You become their financial liaison, right? At the end of the day. Talk about who?
Mackenzie.
Go
ahead, Jose. Just finish.
All right. So you actually are able to instruct them and guide them and make them bankable. And you're right, Megan, is that if they start off with let's call it an MCA, it doesn't necessarily mean that they have bad credit, but maybe they need the money immediately.
Quickly, yeah.
Right. But if they did have bad credit, and we notice that the credit score can get up to a 680, in some cases, honestly, we give it away for free. Where we'll set the client up. We want to work with the client so that he or she doesn't go anywhere else.
Correct.
right? And then at the end of the day, it stays in with Finauto Network. We are able to provide them any type of financing that they're looking for.
The goal always, and I don't know if you ladies and gentlemen seen, but on the front on the pricer, Jose had up just before we got back to like the regular broadcast, stop sharing the screen. The very bottom of that page said exit strategy on the deal. It's all about painting the bigger picture for someone. Yes, somebody might need 10K today, right? Immediate need to cover payroll, but that $250,000 SBA loan they could definitely get approved for.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And that is the exit strategy. Yeah, take this 10K today. SBA takes like 30 to 60 days. You know what I mean? I'll get you an early prepaid discount. It's just about painting the picture. But a lot of other shops don't have those other products. They have to outsource it. We
Real
can
quick,
get
I
everything
wanted
done
to-
in-house.
So we showed that sheet for the business financing.
Yes.
I know you showed the Fun Rock, whatever. But if someone's on the phone with somebody, like we have a Fun Rock pricer as well. You could look through literally every question to ask them. I think
Correct.
it's important for any real estate deals. People should have
I'm
access
glad
to
he
that as well.
brings that up. The pricer is very important for make sure you use your links because you want to be able to track your deals.
Yeah.
Right? And listen, if we do it as a PDF, what's going to happen is that now if I download a PDF or I tell someone, hey, listen, I'm going to call you and we do this and this, we don't want it to get lost. But we want to be able to track it because we want to be able to provide you statuses. Hey, listen, great job, the deal closed. Here we go. This. But yes, and Joe, I agree with you. The pricer would be easier, but the way that we do the job form would allow us to keep track, and they have their own link, and it's moving forward is going to go into their own CRM.
And then another thing, super quick.
Yeah.
Someone I'm working on a loan now. Honestly, we're just waiting for title to clear.
Oh,
Hopefully.
that's a good deal.
Waiting for this shit to close. Anyway, so that guy, besides the deal he gave me another deal after it. It's 4 times more than the first deal.
Yep.
I'm like, fantastic. And he's like, hey, you got me such a great loan, great rate. It's a commercial, it's not commercial property, it's an investment property, it's a single family home. It's a 7% interest rate.
Yeah.
Like that's like a lot of, homeowners that live in the house are getting 7%.
And did you meet? This is Megan. She's the one that
Megan.
actually had
Oh, no, I know, yeah.
Megan. My apologies. Megan is the one that
Yeah,
actually
but,
has a client.
This is Joe, Megan.
This is
So
Joe.
we're-
Megan,
we're
you cannot
working
put
together now.
a face to the name.
That's done.
What was the client's name?
Wait, no, this is another deal. And, remember I said I'm like a doctor. It's you can't tell the client's names. But anyway,
Okay.
another deal I'm working on. The client, we're doing the property. The loan is around like $375K.
Is this amusement park?
No. That's the property, the 750 we mentioned.
That was Megan's deal.
So
That,
many
that
deals.
wasn't Megan's. One of Megan's deals is an amusement park.
amusement park, that's
We're
what I'm
also
saying.
working on a rate and term refi for one of Megan's.
Nice.
Nice. Megan's got a lot of stuff in the cooker, huh?
Megan got a lot of good deals.
Nice.
And also, that client, the 750. So I'm working on a purchase. He has another purchase for.
And I know that one was a troublemaker in the beginning because it was an assignment.
Yes. So we got an addendum to the contract to pretty much get rid of the assignment, keep it to the guy with the money, pretty much.
Got
Get
it.
rid of the assignment. But all right, real quick. 375K loan. Then he brings me another loan for 1.9 million that I'm working
Wow.
on now. Then he gets me on the phone. He has a client with 2 other properties looking to get stuff done. So from this one deal, now I'm working on 4.
Yeah.
And it's just going to keep multiplying, literally.
Ladies and gentlemen, the reason why is because what we do is we set ourselves up correctly with either our own money or investors' money when it comes to mortgages. We fund our own deals. That's one thing. We fund our own deals, but if it doesn't fit our box, because at the end of the day, we have lines, right? We have lines of credit that we have to go ahead and check off our boxes in the event that we are ever audited. Why did you give this person money but not this person money? So there's certain boxes we have to check off. If at the end of the day we're unable to do so, then we go ahead and pivot to other lenders. But still, the other lenders are maybe a difference of maybe less than a point.
Yeah.
Like
from
I
a
mentioned
traditional
before,
mortgage?
these other lenders, we send them volume. So
And it was 7%. What was I know who you're talking about, Mr. Butt. What was his what was the rate? What
The
was the
rate
rate?
is it's, I think 7.125. So
7.125 on
and
it.
and they were shopping. I'll be honest with you. They first came to us. They were complaining about the points, and I was like, "Listen, this is a great deal. If you could find a better deal, go elsewhere.
Take it.
I'll be here. But if you think you're gonna 2 months later."
I'm ready to go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was Jonathan actually. He got a call. He came to me, and then after that, the guy with the money.
Yes.
And that's the
you know,
confidence you guys have when you're talking to the clients. Is, you know, when it comes to the premier products,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? We're gonna get it, right? If they qualify, right? And if they don't, it doesn't exist.
That's
Yeah,
it.
100%.
Yep.
Listen, really quick, ladies and gentlemen. Usually, our kind of wrap up time is between 8:05 and 8:15. So we're gonna kind of wrap this up.
Well, hold on. I want to ask Norberto. I know that you signed up a couple of. I think it was a couple
Norberto.
this week.
Oh, he did. Congrats, Roberto.
Oh, was it this week or last week? There he is.
Hey, my man.
Norberto, let me ask you a question. What are just to get you involved? I want to be able to just get feedback from everyone. What are the questions, if anything, or objections you're overcoming, or that you have people just asking you that you don't know how to overcome? I'm sorry.
I can't answer that. I'm just getting into the system right now and set up. So
Okay.
I haven't hit the bricks.
Okay.
I just want to say you guys are awesome.
Thank you. Wayne, then we're on to you, Wayne, now, because you're a brave soul. You got your camera up. Wayne, so tell us a little bit about what you do. What do you do?
Okay, gotcha. All right. So,
Wait. Wayne, you're muted.
oh, Wayne. Hey,
You're muted, Wayne.
you're muted, Wayne. Just
Yeah, you gotta turn your mic on.
unmute
Not
yourself.
now.
Go
There
ahead,
you go,
brother. There
Wayne.
you
Hey,
go,
Wayne.
Hey, okay.
What up, Wayne?
I've been insurance and commercial property inspector here for a good number of years.
Okay.
Previously, back in the early 80s, before the big crash in '08, thank you, Mr. Bush, but I was basically a loan broker, and then I went over to being a senior mortgage banker with Fox Funding Group out of Boston,
Okay.
and that. And so I'm just getting back into the commercial lending arena, and a lot has changed, but the basics are still there, you know.
Yes.
You can talk all you want, but if nobody's come knocking on your door, what are we doing here? But
Yeah.
no, my thing is, like before, I don't even dream about the 10 or the $60 million job. For me, I'm a sole proprietor, one-man shop now.
Yep.
My bread and butter is mom and pop retail, Main Street, small capital market, 50,000 to 3 million. Those loans get closed because I've only got maybe one or two underwriters that I'm dealing with.
Gotcha.
Or I'm dealing with one, maybe one of my good private lenders.
Wait,
or
can I ask you a
direct.
question? Why did
Yes.
you join Brokers Connection?
Really, I'm set up on lenders. I've got all types of lending partners and everything in that, but a lot of people don't like talking about this, but my marketing, I don't believe I haven't had very good luck with leads. I would rather have a good referral
Yeah.
than have a lead. So
No,
my objective is getting back out, like with LoopNet, my commercial people here in the Omaha area. We're basically not a cow town anymore. We're $1 million people motorplex, metroplex. And I haven't even had any of your vodka either, but
Tequila, Wayne. Tequila.
Tequila.
Wait, can I just add something to that? So listen, I love the fact you're an entrepreneur. You already have the resources. And what I tell everyone is, don't use us. Meaning, don't rely on us for stuff that you already have, right?
No.
But no, and I don't mean it in a bad way. What I mean is that if like every guy that's a mortgage broker, right? They're like, oh, but you know what? Can you do better? I'm like,
You know
no,
what? I
don't
gotta put this right up on the table here, and this probably
Please.
play out. Okay, you got to be there. It's called diversification.
Yes.
You can't put all your eggs in one basket. So this is what I'm trying to do. I'm reaching out, getting into some newer areas like business financing and stuff. This is one thing that kind of brought me aboard with you guys is you're diversified.
Yes.
Yeah.
So with that being, I'm on the learning curve again. So,
and Wayne, you know what? I want to tell you something like that. I want to tell you something really quick about what you just said. You're on the learning curve, but so are we, brother.
Yeah.
We all
every day
with sales, with requirement.
We learn daily.
Yeah, requirements change. Sometimes monthly, sometimes weekly, sometimes every day. Jose's a firm believer in saying that guidelines change daily. It's about staying up with the times. It doesn't matter if you've been doing this since the 80s, the 70s, even the 50s. Guidelines change, and the fact that you've been doing this so long is just a cheers and a toast to you being able to constantly change and adapt with the times. And I mean, if you're not really adapting and changing, then you're not making money. So Wayne, really quick, thank you so much again for joining the community and being a part of us. But listen, really quick, just final remarks. I'm gonna wrap this up because I don't want to bore everybody. We're the last couple of weeks we've been hitting around 8:30. Usually like 8:05, we're like done 8:15.
Wayne is still up. He wants to hear what you have to say.
Okay.
I had another thing. I mean, for Wayne, I know you've had lenders you've used in the past, but I mean, you never know. We might get you a better approval than your current lenders. You never know.
Well, what I've done is, I don't throw all my. Here's the thing: you can have a good underwriter or a good funding group for maybe so long in that. Maybe let's just say churches.
Yeah. That's Joe's favorite.
I was talking with my buddy George Blackburn here about a month ago, and we were talking about church funding. He says, Wayne, you know what? I will not do church loans for anybody.
I like him.
Yeah.
They have the biggest. He had 100% in a 2-month period. He had a 100% default rate.
Ooh. Did default Jesus?
Wow.
That's crazy.
I thought no one liked the default on Jesus.
I mean, that's why it's hard to get those church loans because, you have to be foolproof. Like the church loan I'm working on now, it's a $2 million purchase. They're putting down $1 million.
Jeez.
Well, churches, there's all types of churches are like people. There's a lot of different types.
Wayne,
yes.
Can I ask you a question? How long does it take for you to close these deals?
On the small, if you get everything there, you can go out. The first thing I like to do is go out and walk and talk, do a site visit.
Perfect.
I want to go out. The guy says, well, I want to come to your office. I haven't had a retail storefront office in never.
Got it.
I've got, right now, I'm in my basement.
I got a basement. It looks great.
Real nice house, yeah.
How long does it take for you to close these deals?
On an average about 30 days. Small stuff. If you got everything there, if you got a guy that comes in and has got a good problem, because the first thing they ask me or I ask them, they say, well, I got an 800 FICO score. I said, well, that means something. He said, well, that means everything.
Wayne, I love the fact that you said that because listen, one thing about
but the guy I want to just finish here.
Okay, sorry.
But I tell them, I said, your 800 score means just a little bit to me now. It's that property. It's supposed to be income producing property.
Yes.
100%.
Okay, so let me ask you this because I love these conversations because so the deal takes you 30. What would you say? Minimum. I'm going to give you an advantage. Minimum 30 days to close?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
On the small money, yes. Because like I say, I'm only dealing on an average with some of my private lenders. I got two underwriters I have to deal with.
30 days. And if you don't mind, what is the commission in 30 days?
With myself, I charge anywhere from 1 to 1.5%.
What is that dollar amount wise? 30 days. I mean, I spoke to you today, and in 30 days, we close a deal. How much money am I paying?
$15K on the month.
15,000.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Okay. 15. How many of those have you closed last year? with that particular
Lender, right?
lender, no, that particular formula, you made 15,000 in the last 30 days.
Yeah, because
And just be realistic with me. How many of those deals last year did you close? If you don't mind me asking, and I'm not trying to put you, I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but I'm putting you on the spot because I'm asking the questions, right?
mhm.
How many? Matter of fact, don't even answer that. What the reason why I say that is because what the value that we bring is allowing you to pivot. Now, those 800 score clients, think about it. And this is what I tell all of our mortgage guys all the time.
Yeah.
They need money in the interim while they're getting money from you. Now, what if I told you, Wayne, that I can get the client that has an 800 score, 100 to 150,000 in a week and a half, and I can pay you out in a week and a half and give you a commission check to hold you over for the 30 days. I love the fact that you make 50,000. That's fucking, excuse me, that's amazing.
Tequila Thursdays.
To get Thursdays. But you know what? What if I told you, you know what? Joe knows this. Joe's a real estate guy. He collected
I
a
do
check.
a lot of
He
business funding.
He collected a
I
check.
do a lot of business funding. Yeah.
You know, and we pay same day. I don't want to hold anyone's money. We don't want to hold anyone's money. Doesn't matter. We just want to just get it in, get it out. But at the end of the day,
I would like to work with you, Wayne. You know, just
don't
like-
take Wayne. Don't take Wayne.
I can't work with Wayne on something.
Let me, what you're saying right now basically is the word I brought up before, diversification.
Yes, bridge. Let me get you a bridge. Let me teach you how you are now gonna be able to make money aside from that.
Yes.
I told Sean before. I said, Sean, you know what, Sean? We had a client that was a 700 score. Sean, we just now because people only understand what they understand. Right? As dumb as that may sound, people only understand what they understand. So when I told the client, hey, listen, I have a program specifically for investors with 0% APR, and it's only for investors that investors are able to use it because they were able to do fix and flips and do this and this. The light turned on, but he tried. The affiliate tried before to be able to get the client to take other type of money. You understand? So now is this understanding. Anyone with a 680 plus credit score, tell them that you can get the money for the business, and it doesn't affect their personal income.
And it can help with their down payment and the closing costs. Like,
Helps down
I've had
payment,
clients
closing
put
costs,
nothing
and if
into
they're
deal.
a serious business that's looking to grow, it now just helped them with the credit score, their business credit score, and now that debt is on the business. So now there's no debt on the personal side, because one of the biggest mistakes every business owner makes is they put all their personal debt on their personal credit
they put
cards.
the business debt on the
Yeah,
person.
yep.
And that's what they do, and that's what everyone says. Oh my God, I have a 670 score because my utilization is high, because I put everything on my personal card because I was trying to do this and I was trying to do that. We have an exit strategy for them. We have ways to get around that so that they don't have to be put in that position. Now think about it. Someone that doesn't make an income, doesn't put anything down, doesn't have bank statements, doesn't have tax returns, who's going to tell them they can qualify for 150,000?
Nobody.
No one.
No one.
And a lot of these, business owners, even if they're investing in real estate, you got an LLC or a corp. You're putting each property in an entity. Build your business credit. You might get approved for 50K with us now.
Yeah.
We just put your foot in the door. You're gonna get approved for 100K in 6 months.
Well, see, like I admit, I'm just getting my foot back in the door here. So the income's not there yet now. See, I'm just getting back into it.
Wait,
So
let us work it. Let us work
we're
it.
going to work it.
Yeah,
Here's
buddy.
what happened. Here's what happened like 20 years ago, just real quick. Lincoln, Nebraska is our state capital, 60 miles down the road from me.
Omaha.
Omaha. I'm in Omaha. Yeah, we
Omaha.
don't have
Omaha.
we don't have dirt streets no more. We're million.
You guys are paved roads now. Thank God.
Wayne, today's February. You know what? Maybe in the summertime we're gonna have a podcast straight out of Omaha.
Straight out of
Come
Omaha.
on down. Come on
That's
down.
it.
I'll
Go ahead,
bring my.
But go ahead. Well, go ahead, Wayne.
Go
Finish your
please,
story.
go ahead.
Okay, here's a guy. We done a little real estate deal. A buddy of mine, and I'm not very good on the residential side. I don't even go there. My street is commercial street. So he calls me up. He said, Wayne, he said, I got this property. but he said, I'd like to put a strip center. So I thought he was talking about a gentleman's club, but
Oh, that's the same thing I was gonna say. A strip
Got
club.
Darryl excited.
yeah. So anyway,
I smiled.
No, we call those infrastructures.
There you go.
anyway, we got to the point. He said, project's going to, he said, I want to put the strip center. It's going to cost me about $5 million. So we started looking through everything in that. And what I was doing is at the time I was using the small banks around Lincoln for the construction loans. And then I was coming in with my like Prudential, the pension funds, hedge funds coming in with a permanent takeout in that. So on the construction, I'm getting 4 drawdown checks on that.
Nice.
Plus, I got the origination on that. We come in with the takeout money. I get the origination on that. We close. I get the closing fees on that. Then Prudential and that, they asked me, Wayne, would you like to service the note? Residual income.
You understand what Wayne is doing right now, which I
Now, let me just finish a little
Finish.
bit here, because this is the best part of the story. So we started talking numbers. I said, now, Joe, I said, have you got at least 25 to 30% equity coming in? And I said, have you got another maybe 40 grand down the road? Because these guys are going to start clipping you for all these third party. You got phase 1, phase 2, you got appraisal, you got title,
Yep.
He says, I've only got about 18% right now. I said, well, so I got to thinking, I don't want to lose this freaking deal. So I learned that word from you guys. And
Wayne, I love the fact that you say that because I guess we're on live and gonna probably beat me out of it. You actually went all in on everything. Most people do not have the gonads. I'm gonna just put gonads to say,
nuts.
give me an equity partnership on the deal.
Okay. Now here's where we're at. We're at 18%. He thought it was a deal killer. He said, I'm not going to be able to do it. I said, well, so I didn't get too excited about it. I said, how many other properties you own around Lincoln here?
Okay.
He said, well, I got 4 other properties.
What are they worth?
I said, what are they worth and where are you at on equity? He said, 2 of them, I own 100%.
Okay.
So what we done is we went over, I went to my little banks that I deal with for the construction.
I like it.
And we done a couple of real small first mortgages. And boom, he come up, he had 35% equity.
Nice.
Okay.
So we done the construction loan with Bank of Martel right outside of Lincoln, little town, 500 people, but this bank has assets up the assets, you know. And so
Yeah, Wayne.
that's the end of the story. I mean, we got the deal funded, we got it built, we got it processed, and
Love that.
Love
and
that,
another
Wayne.
thing I learned a long time ago is like George Blackburn told me, I don't know if you guys know George or not, but him and his boys have been around the game.
I know Jorge, not George.
He's, you already had your point. But just a lot of stuff that he had told me.
Wayne, I love your experience. I love the energy. I love everything else. You know what?
Well, let's get busy then.
All right, I'm gonna
Yeah.
shoot you. I'm gonna shoot you my email. You saw the email, my email before.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Wayne, really quick, if you scroll up in the chat, Wayne, if you scroll up in
Type
the
it right now. Just type it right now.
Yeah. Jose, type your email there. Wayne, just really quick, just look at his email right there. Send him an email. We'll make sure that you guys make a connection. But right now, guys, we are running out of time, and I just want to thank you guys so much for tuning in to episode 13 of Tequila Thursdays. Again, my name is Darryl. This is Jose. That's Sean. This is my guy Joe here. We got Albert. We got Albert. That was also on before. We just want to thank you guys so much. And listen, remember, join the community. On Wednesday, we are going to do a
Even before Wednesday,
sale. We are going to do a
Saturdays.
sales training. Now, with that sales training, what we are going to do is it is going to be all the information that Jose and I were relaying before to you guys with the intake sheet. With
I'm
Joe
on
was
Saturdays.
with Joe was communicating before.
Saturday as well.
Yes,
Saturday.
yes. Well, listen.
Saturdays.
Saturday is the live underwriting, but specifically Wednesday is the sales training. So with that, we're gonna go in depth. We're gonna give you guys, as Albert likes to say, the gems. We're gonna give you guys the gems. We're gonna show you guys how to navigate the intake sheet, and we're also gonna show you how you can get rid of the clients that are just wasting your time.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, again, one
Thank you very much.
one more time, we're gonna play the music. It's the outro. We thank you, ladies and gentlemen, so much for tuning in this evening. Again, thank you so much. Yes.
I said it the right way.
Wayne, yes. Wayne, Megan, Wayne, Megan, Detwan, thank you so much. Brandy Walker, I see you
Thank you,
lurking there.
everyone.
Dagan, my boy Jeff Lewis, who just re-signed up for
Brandy
Brokers
Vale.
Connection
Thank
today.
you, guys.
Yes, we got Louis, we got Mukesh, Norberto, Pete, my guy Sean McConaughey, as always. Pleasure to have you. And we have Cher. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in this evening. You guys could
Appreciate all of you.
you guys could have been anywhere else in the world. You guys are here with us. Thank you so much.
Thank
We
you,
will
guys. Have a
see
great
you
night.
next week.